Hello everyone and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. In this video I'll be showing you how to build a sea pickle farm which requires bone meal. And I believe that all of these sea pickle farms are going to require bone meal unless something changes in the future. Now currently we are in Snapshot 18W14B, and when I covered this yesterday in my Snapshot video I didn't think it was actually possible to grow the sea pickle, but it turns out that it is if it's on top of coral and you're using bone meal. So I'd like to demonstrate a test that I did earlier. I ran this for some time. The random tick speed 1000 times the normal speed, and the sea pickle never seems to grow or spread. So let's get that out of the way, because I think that means that all of these are going to require bone meal. Now when we go and bone meal a sea pickle, it'll go and spread some around it on top of the corals. That's the key thing though, we're on top of coral blocks right here. And if I keep bone mealing it, even though this one is now 4, you can see that it will continue to spread until it fills up all of the spaces it can spread to around it, and then it does nothing at all. So if we jump up above and look down, you can see that that is a total of 13 blocks. If I do 9 in the middle, 4 on the outside, yeah, 13 blocks in total that it can spread to from the one that you're bone mealing in the center. If I go and bone meal the ones around the outside, it'll start spreading further and further. Now let's go over here and place down a sea pickle. If we bone meal it on this one spot, it will always go from 1 to 4 every single time. So one piece of bone meal means that you'll get 3 extra sea pickles, because you need one to start with, right? So what I've devised is a farm. It's a very familiar concept by now, where we use a dispenser to bone meal the sea pickle. Let's go ahead and load this farm into existence, and here it is. Is that a dead coral block? Okay, so you need your coral blocks to be living for this to work, and when I summon this in with a structure, it seems that that thing gets turned to a dead one. So let's just put that in right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand on this pressure plate, and we're going to activate a clock which is created through these 2 observer blocks pointing into one another. That's going to power a block up here which will power the dispenser full of bone meal. It's also going to power this redstone which will power this piston, and I don't know why that block is there. And that piston will move the coral block back and forth. There is a water source on this side over here. I've used the stair block so that it can only point into that block. And there is a water source here, meaning that the dead coral, or sorry, the regular coral is always going to be touching water, and it's not going to turn into a dead coral. I should demonstrate this machine in survival mode first. One thing that I've done is I've added a block up the top here, because if you're standing all the way forward into that block, then you pick up all of the items that go into the water. Now what we're going to do is aim at the side and hold down right click, and one or two things is going to happen. And the thing that's happened is that this farm is working straight away with no problems whatsoever. Now there is a chance that you hold down right click at the wrong time and it doesn't actually grow the sea pickle, which can be slightly annoying. So I think we've picked up all of the items. There we go. We'll take a step back and we'll try it again. It's a little bit inconsistent, and there you go. I've held down right click at the wrong time and now it's not actually growing anything. So there is a little bit of a flaw to this machine, but it happens about half and half. So all you got to do is just hold down right click again after you've let go, and then this time you can see you're actually using the farm properly, and we're multiplying the amount of pickles that we got. So as I demonstrated a moment ago, every 1 pickle gets turned into 4 pieces of pickle with each piece of bone meal. So that means for every bone meal that you put into this chest up the top here, you can get 3 times the amount of that back in sea pickle, which is pretty cool. And if you like the front of your contraptions to have no redstone visible, you can actually go place that down there and simply just move the wire underneath. So this contraption ain't that big. It's only 3 blocks wide and 4 blocks deep. It's also 4 blocks tall, and all the things you'll need to build it are inside this chest right here. So you'll need 12 building blocks. They can be of any type really. Got our redstone components here. This is for storage, which is technically optional. You could just fill up your dispenser with bone meal. And then we've got our water sources. Of course, one of those is going to go inside some stair blocks, and then you'll also need your coral block as well. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and start building this. I'm going to do it at a pace that's comfortable for me. Hopefully you'll be able to follow along. If not, you can always pause the video. I'm also going to try and make sure I get some nice clear shots of this thing as we move around it, as we're building it. I'm now placing some blocks that are temporary, so we're going to remove those 2. Over here we're going to put the cobblestone stairs. On this side we're going to put an observer block. That's going to be facing upwards, so the output is on the top side. That's important. In this space we're going to have a sticky piston. Then we're going to go around to the front and place the dispenser right there. Yeah, that's the correct spot. And then at the front here, we're also going to need a stone pressure plate. Then when it comes to redstone, one piece there, one piece around the back. We're missing a sticky piston down the bottom here. And then we've got to place an observer block, and we need to be below it when we place it. So that means that the output is going to be facing downwards. Okay, so the only thing left for us to do is to put in our water sources. So we've got one here, then we're going to put one at the front in front of the dispenser, and then we can place our tube coral block in either of those two blocks. And then this thing is all good to go. So obviously it needs some bone meal, and if you want to add the hopper and chest, I mean that stuff is pretty straightforward, right? Okay, I believe the bone meal is now flowing in. There it is, and we're ready to use this farm. So just got to hold down right click and hope the timing is good. It looks like it wasn't. Let's try it again. Of course, sod's law, now that I'm recording it's not going to be good. There we go. There we go. Now we're getting our pickles. Excellent. So that, my friends, is how you build the pickle farm. And if you found this contraption or video useful, then leave a like. It helps support the channel. So thank you as always for that support. There'll be a world download available to you in the description box down below. And be sure to check out the tutorials playlist if you want to see more contraptions and things that'll be useful for you in your Minecraft experience. But anyway, that's it from me. Thank you for watching this one, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.